But let's cross now live back to Austria, where Craig Slater has someone very big and very powerful alongside him.
That's right, but the big news during Wladimir Klitschko's sparring session was that he hit the canvas during it, but Wladimir, it wasn't a knockdown, you weren't knocked down, a bit of wrestling with you and Ola Afolabi, but are you getting what you want out of your sparring partners in this camp?
Yes, I'm very happy. I'm in the second week of sparring and I have great sparring partners. I've been in this camp for many times. We're in Austrian Alps. The air is fresh, the water is nice, and you know what? I love to be here because you're out of everything. So there is no distractions, nothing, but you can only work on one thing, that's to get back in shape, and I'm looking forward to July 2nd to be in Hamburg and face David Haye eventually.
I mean, you look bright-eyed, you look very fit. Is this as good as you've felt 25 days before a fight?
Well, it has been... I guess like last 58 times I've been preparing for the fights, and there have been different guys, tall and short, heavy and light, fast and slow, and so on. And I'm preparing for a Haye fight. I've been here actually 2 years ago, also preparing for the fight on June 20, 2009. That unfortunately didn't happen, but this time, on July 2nd, I hope that David Haye will show up in the ring, and that's going to be the first thing. And then I will get out, and eventually the fight gonna happen. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm very happy about that. If it makes you happy, then David Haye happy. I was today on canvas. Yeah, I think I'm not that good, so I have to work more.
Yes, okay. But your trainer, Emmanuel Stewart, says he's looked at David Haye, the way he conducted himself at the news conferences. He reckons he's worried, and he now says you'll win inside 4 rounds. You were saying 12th round knockout. Are you revising that down now?
Well, we can discuss about it back and forth. I will face one of the best fighters, and that's going to be David Haye. He has really heavy hands, and he's very fast. And we can, talk back and forth all this hot air, on either side. But I'm seriously preparing for this fight, and I'm thinking that I'm going to face the toughest opponent I have ever fought, and that's going to be David Haye.
And
how many rounds it takes? Yeah. Listen, we can speculate about it, As I said before, that's my wish, to go through all 12 rounds and finally, in the final 12th round, to knock David Haye out. So I hope nothing in between going to happen. So.
But this would unify the belts for the Klitschko brothers. You would have all the belts in your possession. Would that be mission complete as far as you're concerned, or do you want to be undisputed in your own right? You want to wait till Big Brother retires?
That's secondary. First, I'm fighting an opponent that has certain skills in the ring, and that's my first challenge. Titles, undisputed championship, everything else, it's upside potential. It's nice to have, but at the first line, I'm facing a man in the ring, and I'm looking to his skills, and I'm preparing. As you see, we have 3 screens around the ring, so every day I'm getting more and more of David Haye, and it's always, the final plan gonna come in the final preparation, in the final moments of the preparation. So I'm looking forward to that.
Emmanuel Stewart says he knows what you can do. He gets frustrated a bit sometimes because you don't show all of what you can do sometimes in fights. Are you more determined in front of an American audience, in front of a worldwide audience of maybe hundreds of millions, to show the very best of Wladimir Klitschko in this fight?
It's gonna be really a fight with a lot of attention to that fight, not only worldwide, probably over 140 countries going to see this fight as live event on TV, but also it's going to be like 50,000 people looking at you when in the middle of the ring. I've been there before. It's going to be my 4th event in a row at the soccer stadium, so it's something that gives you additional energy and excitement. And of course, every day of my life I'm walking in the gym and I'm like, man, this is the best what I can do, and I love it. And you know what? It's nothing that this satisfaction can give you success, another satisfaction of just being able to compete, have certain health and be out there, especially this attention from all the, we have journalists from Russia, Ukraine, Great Britain, the US, and Germany, of course, and we can't forget Austria still, because we're in Austria right now, on the Austria soil, and I'm very happy about that. So all this potential, all this attention gives me additional motivation.
Yeah. What size do you think David Haye will come into the ring? Do you think he'll come in about, I don't know, 210 pounds, which is what he was last time? Or do you think he'll try and put on weight to fight you?
I think he's gonna come in the way that he thinks works better for him. It could be anything. And he's natural cruiserweight that stepped in heavyweight, so he gonna be heavier than 200 pounds. That's what I'm expecting. But I think that he will be prepared enough, and he's definitely taking serious this fight. He can talk a lot of nonsense, you know, but he knows he's going to face the man that has experience, and eventually it's gonna happen. So whatever weight is that gonna be, so it has to work good for him. So I know exactly what to expect, and that's what I'm preparing and going to be prepared for on July 2nd.
Okay. One last thing. Lots of people watching this live throughout the UK. David Haye too, he never misses Sky Sports News, so one last message to him maybe?
Shake champ's hand. Shake it. You don't want to shake it, or you didn't want to shake it while we were in the same room, but eventually this hand gonna be right there next to you, and you're gonna shake it.
Wladimir, thank you very much. I'll shake the magic hand. Pleasure.
All right.
Always a pleasure seeing you. Thank you very much. Yeah, what a champion he is. He's a real entertainer, isn't he? But he has charmed all the media here. But will he be able to charm David Haye? Will he have the Indian sign over him on July the 2nd? That's the big question. Of course, David Haye, he'll think otherwise.
Craig's a soft touch. He was straight in there with a handshake. Oh, I'll shake it, I'll shake it.
Me.
Well done, Craig, top stuff. You can, of course, see the fight live on Sky Box Office HD, Sky 3D on July the 2nd, coverage beginning at 8 p.m. with replays throughout the morning on Sunday. You can also go online, skysports.com/Haye for more information.